What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Carl Froch, Anthony Joshua, Matchroom Boxing. Get this. Matchroom CEO hits back at Carl Froch's comments on Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, of course, is well and truly back at the pinnacle of the heavyweight division and is looking to fight next month, okay? And AJ's made the decision to partner up with new trainer Ben Davison. Yet, Carl Froch has had this to say, and he explained why on his YouTube channel that he would not be interested in a third meeting between Josh and Usyk. If they were both to be successful against Dubois and Tyson Fury, respectfully, he said, I wouldn't be that excited about that fight. As you guys know, he said Usyk beat him decisively 2 times, so why would we want to see that again? There's no way that he does. I think Daniel Dubois has a chance to beat him. You know, Usyk beats AJ a 3rd time. We know that, okay? And Usyk will put kind of whoop ass on AJ, and AJ can't beat Usyk. He can't beat him, and it's impossible, okay? In response to that, though, the Matchroom CEO, Frank Smith, clapped back with his belief that any top heavyweight can trump another on a day. And he states, Anthony Joshua is in the best position that he has been in since he has been professional. And I believe that he can beat him, Usyk. I believe that they can all beat each other. I believe that Tyson Fury can go in there and beat Alexander Usyk. It is not a foregone conclusion. He was ahead after 6 or 7 rounds, but Usyk found a way. Usyk had Fury more hurt than he ever had AJ. So you can sort of pull all these comparisons out of different fights. You look at the second fight, and it was much closer fight than the second time around. Anthony Joshua fought Usyk. They can all beat each other. That is why we love heavyweight boxing. So I don't really agree with the statement of Carl Froch, but then a lot of people don't agree with a lot of statements of Carl Froch. I won't be any different. And let me counterpunch. Frank Smith, CEO of Matchroom. I think, you know, he is doing his job, you know, but did he say the truth about speaking against Carl Froch? Yes and no. I mean, I agree with Carl Froch. I'm not crazy about a fight with a trilogy fight with Usyk versus Joshua because, you know, I'm tired of seeing the same shit, you know, pretty much. You know what I mean? But at the same time, this is the pinnacle of the sport. But I always am an underdog-minded person. What about the other guys? What about Caballero? What about Joseph Parker? What about Zhilei Zhang? You know, what about Mark McCauley? You know, what about Jarrell Miller? What about all these other fighters that are up under these guys biting and fighting for the opportunity to be where these guys are? What about them? That's how I think. Now, that being said, do I think and do I agree with Frank Smith? I do, too. You know, I do think that these fighters can beat each other on any given night. It's not a foregone conclusion. I agree with that. You know, but then, see, my problem with Joshua and Usyk is I see Usyk slowing down. So if we see Joshua beat him just because, oh, he was the better man of the night, well, no, there's other factors as well. He was the better man of the night because he was the younger man of the night versus a guy that's getting older every night. And that's Alexander Usyk. We've seen him, you know, go from kind of chiseled and, you know, jailhouse, you know, Bronson, stocky to what? Kind of, you know, loose and kind of not, you know, not as tight. You know what I mean? Maybe he needs that in his career, but you can tell his body has been changing as long as with his speed and reflexes as well. We've seen the same thing with Vasyl Lomachenko. Vasyl Lomachenko was a lot faster 4 years ago than he is now. Okay, so people changed. Boxing wears you down. Father Time comes to knocking, and that's where I think it's going to be. And then I think if he loses to someone like Joshua, is because Joshua is still young. He will always be younger. And, you know, yes, he has a better trainer, but how much of that goes to the decline of Usyk? We will never know. So saying that it's not a foregone conclusion and all this, that, and the other, it just depends on how long can you stay fighting at an elite level after you've beaten pretty much everybody in the damn division that was about someone, except for you know what, know who, and that's Deontay Wilder, but he didn't make it to back to that pinnacle to even test those guys. So you know, I think between Carl and Frank, Frank's doing his job. Carl's just calling it how he sees it. You guys tell me who you think is right, Carl Froch or Frank Smith. Please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunched.